So when COVID started, obviously, we went teleworking immediately. And at first, no one really knew what to do. So we thought the best thing we could do was continue to provide information to the businesses about the different closings and shutdowns and, the executive orders, that type of thing. Shortly, into it with the businesses being shut down, we were hearing from the businesses how they were going to be impacted by the restrictions and that their need for assistance. So the first thing that the county commissioners did, we had a kind of a dormant revolving loan fund that had some money sitting in it. So the commissioners agreed to use that for an emergency relief for our small businesses. And we used that for the smallest of the small businesses. So they had to have under 4 employees to be able to qualify, because there were some programs out there for some of the larger businesses, but the paperwork and just the process to apply for that, some of our really small businesses just didn't have that availability. So that was nice. The county commissioners actually added a little bit of money to it to make sure that every applicant that qualified got funded through that. It was $1,000, but it was some help. After that came the CARES funding from the federal government, from the CARES Act, the Coronavirus Relief Fund, came down from the federal government to the state and then to the smaller counties, including Kent. And from that, we were able to start doing some grant programs. So the first 2 grant programs we did is we did a Kent Cares for Growth grant, and that was for businesses that needed to modify their business to be in compliance with COVID and still operate. And we also did a COVID modification grant, which was reimbursement for all those things they had to do to be in compliance. So those were the first 2 grant programs we launched. And from there, we realized we still had some money left in the program, so we did another round for the COVID modification grant program. And also the commissioners set aside another $50,000 to do sanitization grants. So those businesses that had to shut down and sanitize before they could reopen, they were reimbursed for those expenses. Then the state came through with some funding for the restaurant relief grant. And Kent County's portion of that was approximately $238,000. So we opened up a grant process, and we went by the applications, and we ranked them by the number of employees. And then we also looked at the type of establishment. Was it dine-in and carry-out, or was it carry-out only, or was it something other than that? And then we were able to distribute the money that way. In addition to that, I had requested initially an additional $50,000 to go into that fund to bring that up to $288,000. Once we got the application and ranked them and allocated the money, we actually realized that based on that and then the money we had left over from the other business programs, I still needed an additional $17,000. So the commissioners approved that money Tuesday evening. So they approved additional money to go into that fund. The other thing that the commissioners approved was this business stimulus grant program that will open next Tuesday, which is December the 8th. And we do believe this will be the final grant program with this particular pot of money from the government. And what this grant will do, and we don't know what that pot of money will be, it's whatever money is left over. And there was some money that the health department had and some that the county had. So whatever is left over will roll into this business stimulus program, and then it will go out to the business community. This is a way for us to utilize this money, keep it in Kent County, help our businesses, and not return it to the state. The application will actually open on Monday, December the 8th at 8 a.m., and then it will close the following Monday at 5 p.m. Sorry, it'll open Tuesday, December 8th, close on Monday, December 14th at 5 p.m. And then those applications, we're going to look through those. We had some new businesses that have opened since the pandemic, and they have not been eligible for any of these grant programs up until now. So new businesses are eligible for this grant round, and we will give priority to those businesses that have not received any funding from the county programs thus far. Some counties have just rolled out one program and kept it steady the whole time. We've kind of done like different pockets and different programs to focus on different sizes of businesses and types of businesses. At one point, two of our programs, the growth and the the growth and the modification grants were available to nonprofits as well. So everybody did it a little bit differently. Even with the restaurant grants through the state gave us the flexibility to do what worked for our area. Some of our counterparts left it up to just one single NACE code, so it had to be a full service restaurant. We were a little more flexible. We opened it up. I mean, we did have some criteria, like we didn't allow food trucks, we didn't allow schools or institutions, but we left it. Besides that, we left it open, and that gave us the flexibility, even for some of the ones that they weren't really a full service restaurant or a carryout, but yet they provided. Let's say we have an ice cream shop in Rock Hall. We were able to give them some money. Obviously, it's not as much as we funded some of the full-service restaurants, but at least give them some help to get them through this. Talking about tourism in Kent County a little bit, I think we're really fortunate in Kent County, and I don't think we know how fortunate we are with the tourism aspect of it, because we have a lot of what I want to call steady tourists. 30% of the homes in Kent County are second homes. We have seen some of those folks that have those second homes come here and stay here during the pandemic. We've seen them come, stay, telework, telecommute, and they're shopping more. They're going out to dinner more. We have a pretty steady marina business here in Kent County. Those folks came as soon as they were able. With the restrictions. So I don't think that side of the tourism business was hurt that much. Some of our lodging establishments are reporting record years because we are remote and we are, now I would say that's probably not the case for a hotel, but it's been the case for those lodging places that have individual cottages and things of that nature. They have people coming and staying and teleworking for a few weeks. So it's just really been interesting. And then just one plug for our campground. Our campground, as soon as those campers were able to come, they were full. So and that's that's another community of steady tourism that's going to come. The only thing I really want to put out there is for our businesses to please apply for this loan, which is the COVID Business Stimulus Grant. I said loan, that's not correct. Business Stimulus Grant. Please apply. It is literally takes less than 10 minutes, even though we don't know what the pool of money will be or the amounts of the grants. It's worth 10 minutes. So please apply. It's a Microsoft form, and it's all online. The application will be available to access Tuesday at 8 a.m.
Okay, great.
On the Kent County website, there's a coronavirus update link, and under business resources, they can find it there, or they can find it under the business section under incentives and grants, and it's the very top selection.